and welcome back to my channel. I am making a festive starter, snack, a delicious thing you can prepare for any festival, weekends, or just a weekday for yourself really. It's a great one to get people talking. I am making kale chaat. Yes, you can think and tell yourself that you're having really healthy kale chaat. It has got some elements with yogurt and the lovely fresh chutneys, and I'm going to use gram flour to fry these kale. So let's get cooking. Before that, you know the drill. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button. Very simple recipe. I am going to start by making chutneys and yogurt, and then the last thing I'm going to do is just flash fry the kale, and then we are ready to serve. Sounds really simple. Now you guys know that I always have tamarind chutney in the fridge. I've run out, and I thought while I'm making it for my stock, I'll share the recipe with you. So it's basically roughly equal amount of tamarind. Now this is like a tamarind seed that you can buy in Asian shops, which is the best when you are making the chutney. So you just break it apart, and this is 200 grams. You can half the recipe and make only little quantity, but trust me, you want to make more so you have it for your festive period in the fridge. So 200 grams of tamarind. I'm adding 150 grams of jaggery. Now this is also a must for this chutney. You kind of really need these two ingredients in this form to make this chutney best. So yeah. And the last thing is some dates. If you get like nice juicy, these are Majdool dates, it works best, but any dates will do. I take the pip off, and I'm just going to add around 6 dates in here. I don't want the chutney to be sweet. You need to have a balance of the sweet and sour. That's 4. Actually, I'll make it 10. And you need enough water to kind of cover this up and a little more, so it's going to be around 600-700. And now I'm just going to bring this to a boil and then lower the heat and cook it for a good half an hour. While this comes to a boil, then it's going to cook for half an hour on low heat. I can move on with the prep of the fresh coriander chutney and yogurt. Now for the coriander chutney, I've shared many times now. Can't help it. I use it in so many recipes. So you just have to use coriander and half the quantity of mint. So if you've got 20 grams of fresh coriander, then your mint will be 10 grams. So you really want a balance of flavors in any chutney, like, so for the heat, you want some spiciness. You want the chutney to be spicy because it's for chaat. So I've got 4 chilies. Then I'm going to add juice of the whole lemon, and then you've got half a teaspoon salt, half teaspoon sugar. Now I'm just going to blitz it. Like I make every coriander chutney a bit different now, so I've roughly blitzed it. Now I can add 2 tablespoons of yogurt, not too much, and then just a splash of water. Then blitz. That's our chutney ready. Now this has been cooking a long time. It has thickened slightly. You can see the water, it's kind of reduced a little bit, which is exactly what we were looking for. What I am going to do is just use a potato masher, mash this all up, and I am going to sieve this now. Now if you want very thick chutney, you can reduce the amount of water you add to this. I want a slightly, not like a runny one, but I just wanted a slightly thinner one, so I've added loads more water today. And now I can sieve this. Now this particular step just needs a little bit of elbow grease. The first bits go very smoothly, and then you want to get a lot more out of this loveliness. And for that, you just need to press. It smells so good. Now, if you're skipping this step, it's wrong. So don't skip this step, please. Now, this is going to take a good few minutes. Now, we're left with this liquid. Like I said, I've kept this really thin this time. If you look at my previous tamarind chutney recipes, they are really nice and thick, but it works perfect for this recipe. And this chutney is finished with just a sprinkling like a big pinch or quarter teaspoon of ground ginger. Just adds that tamarind chutney flavor to this, and also a little pinch of quarter teaspoon of ground cumin, and that's all. I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then the second chutney is done too. For the next bit, I am going to get some yogurt. Now yogurt is completely up to you how much you want to put it. I'm just going to take like a cup of yogurt, around 100 grams or something, and that should be enough for 4 people. It's not too much yogurt in this particular chart. It's slightly different. So in this, I'm going to add, it's too thick right now, so you just water it down a little bit. Then I'm going to add some spices to this. Basically, you want like a drip consistency. I have got a quarter teaspoon salt, quarter teaspoon chili, quarter teaspoon ground cumin. That's all the spices we need for the yogurt. So we have our yogurt ready, we have our coriander chutney ready, we have got some Bombay mix. You can pick up any sort of Bombay mix you can find at your local shop. One more thing to prep along with all of this is just get some pomegranate. I find this the easiest way to get the seeds out. There you go, almost empty. So yeah, pomegranate ready. Now we are ready to get our attention to the star of the show, kale. Now when it comes to kale, I'm just using plain basic curly kale, and I have bought the whole leaves. You can get a pack of like chopped up leaves, but the reason I've got a whole pack is that I want them slightly bigger. When you buy ready chopped up kale, they chop it up really small pieces, which serves perfectly for that, but not for my. So I have taken 150 grams, and you can take more, you can take less. This is not my main dinner, so for a snack this much will be perfect for one person. So yeah, that should be good for 4 people. All of this is chopped. I am just going to give it a good wash. Okay, so in this bowl I will put, let me tell you the quantity, half a teaspoon chili powder. You can adjust it to taste. Half a teaspoon of salt. The sun's come out from nowhere. Half a teaspoon turmeric. Okay, now I have got here around 150 grams of gram flour, besan, chickpea flour, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to add one more spice and then add a bit of that. Last spice going in is 1 teaspoon of chaat masala. Don't worry guys, the recipe for this is on the channel. If you can't find it in the nation shop, what I'm going to do is just give it a rough mix, and then I'm going to add because I washed the leaves just now, they are a bit sticky, and because of that the gram flour sticks. So that's 150 grams of gram flour in. I'm only going to add 2 tablespoons of water, just enough to make it stick to the leaf. It's not like the onion bhajis you get in the UK, which are basically 10% onions and 90% flour. You want this to be 10% flour, and then the rest should be the actual vegetable that you are making. So as you can see, it's not like coated in. I want to taste the kale, I want to see the kale, and that's what I want. So 3 tablespoons of water. Basically, when you are making it, go with how you feel. If it feels right, it's sticky enough, that's ready. Let me see if my oil is ready. A lot of people ask me what oil I use for deep frying. So right now I've got rapeseed oil. I sometimes use vegetable oil, I sometimes use sunflower oil. I've even used a mixed version of olive oil. So use whatever you use for deep frying. That is what works for me, and that is what I use. Second thing I get asked is, what do I do with the oil once I'm done? So what I do is, I will, when I'm doing vegetable frying, I'm going to use it at least 3 times, depending on how messy it gets. If I'm frying chicken or fish, I don't use it again. I put it in a empty jar, and then this keeps collecting, and then this is going to go in the recycle tip, where they have a big tank of oil, and you just pour your used oil in it. I never throw it in the sink, or I try and keep eco-friendly, try and recycle it. That's what I've done for years, so that's what I do. Now this is nice and hot. I'm going to check with 1 leaf only. This is because there's not so much batter, it's just the leaf. It's going to be like in and out. Yep, it's ready. Now you can make a very thick batter so all the leaves are covered, but that's not the point. The point is just to have a little bit of crunch from the flour, and the rest is all the leaves. So you don't need to stir it too much, you don't need to cook this for too much. You can see it's lovely and golden color, and then it comes out. The reason I've turned the hob off, because this portion will be cooked later. Everyone's not eating right now. So the best part is you can prep everything. You can have your kale ready, you can have all your chutneys ready, your Bombay mix ready. All of this can be prepped up, and you can fry this. You just seen that it took exactly 1.5 minutes to fry this. And so you make this fresh, whereas you've prepped everything. The only messy bit is frying it. I can really smell the kale, which is fantastic because it's not drowning in flour. And I'm going to just assemble my portion. So yeah, let me get a nice plate. Okay, I'm going to start with the yogurt. You just want to not bathe it in anything. It just needs to be a little topping. I've just realized that I've kind of hopefully not ruined my top because there's spots of red all over from the pomegranate. Well done me. Oh, I'm so excited for this. This is sensational. See, just prep everything, but please do fry this fresh because you need that crunch. Let's try the crunch again. I'm going to sit down, enjoy this. You go in your kitchen, make this, and let me know your thoughts. Like, share, comment, subscribe. See her smiling from behind the camera because she wants this, and I might have to eat this by myself. But come back soon. Bye for now.